The following KQED production was produced in high definition.
Must have soup.
The pancake is to die for.
It was a gut bomb, but I liked it.
Good. I actually fantasize in private moments about the food I had.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Oh, okay.
Dining here makes me feel rich.
And what about dessert? Pecan pie, sweet potato pie.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. We have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. This week, Sydney Paff is a fashion writer. Her latest find is a trendy spot with old-fashioned Southern classics served in style. She does have designs on the menu, though, requesting special versions of all her favorites. And electrical design engineer Ray Batista lets the current flow all the way to his traditional Italian eatery. After 20 years dining there, his interest is still sparked by the dishes. But first, English professor Leslie Tenorio likes soup and loves dumplings. So when he found a place serving them together, words failed him. Superlatives aside, his place is on Balboa Street in San Francisco, and it's called the Shanghai Dumpling King.
When I was young, my brother worked in the kitchen. My family was poor, so we wanted to work in the kitchen to have food to eat. I worked in China until I was 16, then I came here. I started out as a temporary worker. My boss was my colleague. He said he wanted to sell Shanghai Dumpling King, so I decided to buy it. We operate this restaurant, but it's not necessarily to make a lot of money. We just want happiness. Every year, we take a vacation to relax. After the rest, we can all do a better job. Our specialty are the dumplings, and we make them fresh daily. Normally, we sell 1,000 or 2,000 a day, more on the weekends. Our dumplings are definitely different. We use chicken, spare ribs, pork, ginger, and onion. We simmer all of it for about 4 or 5 hours. When it's soft, we grind the meat, let it cool, so when it's done, all the juices are kept inside.
All right, Leslie, I like your name, by the way.
I like your name. Thank you.
Let's talk a little xiaolongbao.
I would love to talk xiaolongbao. I hope I'm saying that right.
And we hope we're not massacring it. It's basically a soup dumpling.
It is a soup dumpling, and it is the reason to go to the Shanghai Dumpling King.
It's a dish.
It's
I thought it was a phrase.
Yeah, the xiaolongbao is it's a dish. More casually, you call it the soup dumpling.
Right.
And it's the reason to go to the Shanghai Dumpling King. They are the king of dumplings.
Not the queen.
Not the queen.
Not the prince.
Not the prince. And I'd never had anything like it. That wonderful soup mixed with the bits of pork and onion. When you bit into it, this sort of liquid magic soup came spilling out of it. And it was just hands down the best dumpling that I'd ever had. And so we ordered more dumplings after that. They have, I don't know, maybe about a dozen or maybe 15 different types of dumplings. The crab and pork dumpling, the vegetable dumpling.
What's unique about it is that that's not the only thing they have.
That's right. If you don't want dumplings, you can get more traditional fare.
I thought it was a straight dim sum type restaurant, like Hong Kong restaurant in Chinatown. We started with the vegetarian pot stickers. I didn't know about the dumplings. You know.
Oh, really?
No.
Not even from the name?
The title Dumpling King didn't give you a clue?
No. But anyway, I love dim sum. I should have jumped into that, but I didn't.
You're in the hot seat here, I have to tell you. I'm sorry to say. And what did you have, Sydney? Were you on the dumpling bandwagon?
I was. I love dumplings. It was just my boyfriend and I, and we'd never been, and so we ordered way too much food. We each got a dumpling. I'm a vegetarian, and he's not. So I had the Shanghai vegetarian dumpling, which was awesome. It was so good. And he had the Tianjin dumpling. I don't know what was in it, but just he said it was amazing. Yeah, it sounds great. And then we got the spicy mapo tofu dish.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh my gosh, it's like the best tofu I've ever had with this almost like a barbecue sauce. It was spicy.
Really spicy.
It was so good with the rice. We mixed it with rice.
Right.
So it was great though. It was really good.
We had the corn soup with chicken. He brought us a huge bowl. Could fed 4 to 5 people, and it was excellent. Very tasty. The chicken was shredded or pulled, and very tasty, especially with the green onion pancakes.
The green onion pancake is really good, and for the first time I had the salt pancake, which is I'd never had anything like it. It's it looks like a kind of like a fried pastry cut into squares, and inside is you have like a sautéed onion and cabbage and pork kind of mushed up together, and it's a kind of gooey consistency, which I actually really liked.
Right.
But it was really, really good, like a really kind of crunchy, crispy pastry shell kind of thing, and then this kind of salty goodness inside.
Sounds lovely.
There was a lunch menu. I think there was 16 or 18 dishes for $4.95.
Oh my God.
It's a great deal.
Very cheap, yeah.
I just can't believe that price. So we had the pot stickers. Next thing we know, it's 12 o'clock, and there's 25 people in line in the to-go area. And I asked the waiter, what's going on? And I thought maybe there's a play going on or something going on. And he says, no, for $3.95, we feed the students. Oh. And I thought that was a very unique thing to do.
Yeah. So value, you definitely got value.
Yeah,
oh
definitely.
Yeah.
What about the sweet little donut?
Oh, the sugar egg puff.
Sugar egg puff.
I could have eaten 10. Oh, they were so good.
When we walked in, we were seated, and another gentleman came up with them real quick. Would you like these? And I'm saying, no, I don't want dessert.
The whole meal, they offer them to you while you're eating.
They're going around, and they look so, they're 3 big ones in one plate.
Yeah.
Right.
And they look so delicious. Like, should I start with dessert first?
Oh, so you didn't eat one?
No.
We waited till the end. We were really full, but I had to have that. It was so good.
And what's kind of quirky about the place is we go quite often, and half the time it seems, they're always making them.
Right.
Half the time it seems that they're just kind of giving them away.
Yeah.
And the other half you find them on your bill. It's worth paying for.
The sugar.
Yeah, the little egg puff at the
right.
end. So in that way, you never know about their egg puff policy.
And what about service? Because you talked a little bit about consistency might not be their strong suit. Is that true with service?
I thought so. We waited 20 minutes before our order was taken. And we sat there. We weren't in the corner. We were at one of the 2 tops. And I sat there just waiting. I was so hungry. And that was my mistake. I shouldn't go starving, but I didn't know.
You were hungry, that's why you were
and
there.
After a 40-minute bus ride there,
Eat before you go.
Yeah, have a cracker or something. But it took a while to order, and then finally we ordered, and the food came quick, and then we were ready for the bill, and we had to ask 3 different times, and that took another 20 minutes.
All right, give us a quick summary.
The Shanghai Dumpling King is the king of dumplings. It's the god of dumplings, the Russian czar of dumplings. You go for the dumplings. There's lots of good food. You have to go for the dumplings as well.
And Ray?
And I'll second that. The food was excellent, the price is right, and the quality, just excellent.
And Sydney?
I would definitely go back, even just for the sugar egg puffs or the dumplings.
Sugar egg puffs.
If you would like to try Shanghai Dumpling King, it's on Balboa near 34th in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-387-2088. It's open for lunch and dinner every day, closed on Tuesdays. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $15. The place where Southern cuisine meets local Bay Area ingredients and Sydney's vegetarian diet is accommodated with tasty twists on some American classics. It's on Mason Street in San Francisco, and it's called Farmer Brown.
Farmer Brown is farm fresh soul food. It's local produce with soul food take on things. Here at Farmer Brown, we want people to have a taste of our childhood, of what we loved growing up. It means like you can shake the hand of the guy who grew your food. In searching for Farmer Brown, we were looking for our heritage. We were looking for an African-American farmer. We were looking for where our food came from, how this food got here. And we came up with one farmer in the Fresno area, Will Scott Family Farms. The Cranberry Gin Ricky is a good example of how we represent fresh produce in our cocktails. cranberry jam, a little bit of gin, lemon, and lime juice. We also make homemade syrups, homemade infusions, fried chicken, cornbread, catfish. We're not trying to blow people away with amazing cuisine. You know, we just want people just to, you know, be reminiscent of what was and reminds you of something that your mama made for you. We just want our food to make you smile. We just want you to, to enjoy it and have a great time.
Sydney, you're a vegetarian, not a vegan.
Right.
Do you think Southern, soul food cooking is usually friendly to vegetarians?
No, never. Absolutely. Only in the Bay Area would that be the case.
Pork, catfish, yeah. Because their focus is sustainable and organic.
And local.
And local.
Yeah, local produce, but then they also bring in the soul food, the catfish and the fried chicken and the braised greens. Right.
So it's not pure soul food. It's much more
I think inspired soul food.
And African American farmers.
Definitely.
And there's Jay Foster, the owner, is really, he's from North Carolina and really into that.
Yeah.
So he knows that Southern fried chicken,
That's right.
which we found was excellent.
Yeah, that was one of the best dishes that they had.
It wasn't greasy. It was very tasty.
Yeah.
They do have vegetable jambalaya.
They didn't used to have it on the menu when they first opened. I started going there and they had a seafood jambalaya, but they would make a vegetarian for me, and now it's on the menu. But they also have a tofu po' boy, which is my favorite. It's so good. They have tons of greens and fresh tomatoes and cheese, and then this almost like a aioli sauce that they put on. It's really spicy, and it's so good, and then they complement it with these spicy chips that they make there. They're just their own potato chips.
We started off with the sweet potato
steak fries
with the aioli.
Very good.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
that tangy aioli.
Really, it was tasty.
And the jalapeno
And I could just see the
cornbread.
deep fried. Oh, give me those sweet potatoes. Excellent.
Right, and then what did you move to from there?
Then from there, we went over and we had a cocktail. Let's slow
They
down.
have a great bar.
One of the best vegetarian item on the menu.
That's it.
Right, no meat in that pear brandy sidecar. It's amazing.
And let's take a minute to talk about the cocktails because they're handshaken and it's a focus on cocktails.
Yeah, we started with
special menu, right?
Yeah, we started with a round of cocktails, and I had the pear brandy sidecar, which was the best sidecar I've ever had. Usually you get a sidecar, you get about 3 pounds of sugar on the rim, and this was just half the glass was just lightly dusted with sugar, and they really let the pear-infused brandy sweeten the drink so that the tartness of the drink really came through. It was just, it was amazing. I mean, after that, I was just immediately happy to be there.
Yes. When we first came, it was kind of intimidating, parking and trying to find the restaurant. I thought it was in the middle of the block, but actually it's right on the corner.
And it's in an edgy area, let's face it. I mean, it's Turk and Mason and
Tenderloin.
Market. It's edgy.
It's
a little
the
gritty.
old Tenderloin.
A little gritty. Yeah.
And it's a little challenging, and my fiance was a little nervous. But once we got inside the restaurant, behind the curtain,
It's a whole nother world.
it's another world.
Right.
I actually really liked the neighborhood, and I found it pretty easy to park.
A
'cause
block from BART.
Yeah, and it's right near like the Powell Street station,
Yeah.
which is the hub of all the shopping. So it's
Right.
it's a well-populated area that I think a lot of people are familiar with.
Yeah.
And they had valet parking right next to the restaurant, which I appreciated.
That was
And it was
You didn't
pretty
wanna park.
reasonable.
Right.
The prices.
And
there.
what did you have for food?
For food, well, we started with the sweet potato fries and the ribs as an appetizer, and both were very, very good. The sweet potato fries, we were a little dismayed by how few fries you got, because it's a sweet potato, and there's no sweet potato famine going on. So we're like 57 cents a fry, but they were very good. And for my entree, I had the chicken fried steak, which I was very excited to have because I normally don't have that. It was certainly a generous portion, but I was a little disappointed by the gravy. I mean, it was a little bland and a little under-seasoned, so I was a little disappointed in that. Someone else had the fried chicken, which was great, but the mac and cheese that came with it was a little disappointing. It was
supposed to have
rust-colored and
Tillamook cheese,
Tillamook cheddar.
the cheddar. The
I always
chicken
eat
was
it off my boyfriend's plate.
Oh, the mac and cheese,
Oh,
you like it?
I love
The
it.
chicken was excellent. And then what spoiled me were the angel food biscuits.
Oh my gosh, the angel biscuits. Those
And they
Light.
serve it
Are
with that
very
homemade
good.
honey butter.
Yep,
I love butter.
those are so good. I love biscuits.
And what about dessert? Pecan pie, sweet potato pie.
Ooh,
The
I'll
best
speak on that.
Anybody
Pecan
jumping in
pie.
on
Sweet
pie?
potato pie with soft whipped cream was delicious. We ordered one, and we were going to share. They brought it out, and it was excellent. And I had to push my fiance away. I said, I need a bite.
That's the way to start a marriage.
Leave my pie.
Push her away.
And it was excellent. We were ready to order a second one, but then I was thinking maybe we should get the pecan pie.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
the pecan pie is very, very good.
And I don't even like pie, but that is the best dessert I've ever had. It's very rich. Theirs is rich, but it's not overwhelming. And there's chocolate, and then they put the whipped cream on it, and the pecans they're just perfect. I was really happy with that.
Now they have Sunday brunch too.
Which
All
I
you can
wanna
eat for
check out,
$15.
yeah.
I've been about 4 times in the last 2 months.
And it's jazz, always jazz.
Live jazz, same musicians every time, $15 all you can eat. And they have the fried
like a
chicken.
buffet?
It's a buffet, and they have the fried chicken, they have fruit, eggs, and then they have the biscuits, and they give you mushroom gravy or meat gravy. And the mushroom gravy is so
You might have
good.
to go revisit your gravy thing.
I think I'm gonna. I'm ready for another gravy experience.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
So this is your spot, and give a quick summary for us.
Their energy is lively and fun. The service is absolutely amazing every single time. I've never been disappointed with the service, and the food is awesome.
Okay, Ray?
Well, we found the food to be awesome, but the service to be a little slow. Intimidated by the atmosphere and the location.
And Leslie, what about you?
Great pear brandy sidecar, great fried chicken, and a really good mission that I would like to support again.
All right. If you would like to try Farmer Brown, it's on Mason Street at Turk in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-409-3276. It's open for dinner every day with jazz brunch on Sundays. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $30. Ray's comfortable, familiar spot has been on the San Francisco dining map for more than 50 years. It's traditional, to be sure, with a menu that hasn't changed much in all that time. It's on Powell Street at Bay, and it's called Caesar's Italian Restaurant.
Caesar started in 1956. It was a restaurant that was built for the Italian community, for the workers and their families. I started here as a young teenager, just out of high school. One of the owners saw this little skinny Italian kid and said, "Hey, come on and work over here. You need to gain some weight." The bar is over 100 years old, and it's been through the Prohibition era and through many depressions. Sometimes I love to just glance at it and say, if this bar could only speak, it has so many tales to tell.
I left Italy, Sicily in '75. They came to San Francisco and working for the first time in Caesar's restaurants. We've been here for 50 years, and we're the only one who serve a 7-course dinner, which nobody else does it. And we still have a clientele from 50 years ago that's still coming in. I love my cooking. I have a passion. I've been doing this for 33 years, and I love it. And I'm still going to go for another 50 years to make my customer really proud.
Now, Ray, Caesar's has been around for certainly more than 50 years. How long have you been going there?
I've been going there for a little over 20 years with my family. It's a great family location. It's a Sicilian, Italian
Matteo's
comfort
the
food.
Sicilian chef, so it
He's
definitely
the
has.
Sicilian. Rubs off, and everything that he builds in the kitchen is excellent, tasty. You can sit there and you can order a 7-course meal if you'd like, which is a lot of food. But their antipastas are outrageous. You know, you go there and you get the beans marinated with a little lemon, a little olive oil, and then cold cuts and tomato and basil and mozzarella. Dish is excellent.
I just had a capellini pasta. We thought about doing the 7-course thing, but we were going to a show at Cobb's, and we ran out of time. I mean, we just didn't have enough time.
And you can order. It's a classic thing that they do. Is
Right.
the 7-course, which gives you the antipasto, gives you salad and soup,
Sure.
the pasta, the main course, dessert, you know, the whole thing, and quite well priced.
Yeah.
When you went, what did you have?
Well, I did the 7-course meal, and it was definitely a lot of food. That soup was amazing. I mean, when we got the soup, it looked like it's sort of a very ordinary garden vegetable soup in a reddish kind of broth.
Minestrone,
but
did you have?
I don't think it was minestrone. They just said it was vegetable soup, and it just knocked our socks off. I mean, we were all just sort of amazed by how good this very simple soup and that seemingly very simple salad was. I don't know what dressing that is, but it's
their house dressing.
Kind of magical.
It was great.
Simplified Italian food.
Yeah.
It's nothing dressed.
It's traditional. It's not, shishi and chic, right?
Right.
I mean,
right. And that was the thing. I mean, the veal scallopini was very good. Lightly breaded. With the flour breading, and you get some nice potatoes on the side and some good greens. Nothing surprised me. Nothing really. Except for maybe that soup, nothing really amazed me, but that was fine. I mean, I went in with this expectation of a good family style, kind of old world Italian place, and that's exactly what I got. And when I walked into the restaurant, there's this great bustle at the bar, a multi-ethnic, multi-generational crowd, and you walk into the dining room and it's the same thing, and it's really festive, and
families everywhere.
Yeah, the food was very good, but it's the atmosphere that I was so drawn to, and I felt really happy to be there with my big group of friends.
And the service too. I forget what his name was, but he was Sicilian.
Salvatore.
And
he's the Sicilian one.
They're funny the way they interact with each other too. They kind of joke with each other and make fun of each other, and I liked them. I liked them all. I liked their energy.
8 of them have been there since inception.
Wow. Which was in 1956.
Yes.
So. And they wear bow ties, and I love that.
Yeah.
My fiance ordered cannelloni alla Romana, and she just loves that. But it has a little meat in it. It had a little veal and a little spinach, and rolled in a fresh pasta with a nice light tomato sauce. Just superb. And my favorite is the Sicilian seafood pasta, which is excellent. Clams, mussels, salmon, whitefish.
Cioppino.
Almost like a cioppino, no crab though.
Right.
And it's served over a bed of linguine with a lot of sauce, and then just excellent.
My boyfriend had the prosciutto and melon antipasti, which he loved. He said it was a little strange, the melon with the prosciutto, but it tasted pretty good together.
Yeah, that's a classic Italian
dish. And then he had the seafood combo plate with all
the fish,
types of seafood
prawns.
that I'm allergic to. So they looked great, but no, I didn't try anything else.
The antipasti course for the 7-course meal was one of my favorite parts of the meal. But one thing we noticed was that these dishes would come out, and sometimes we weren't sure what they were. And we couldn't tell the difference between an antipasti plate for 2 versus for 10 of us.
Right.
Because we each got maybe like 1 or 2 bites from things, and I would have liked a little more of that.
But remember, there's a lot of Sicilian blood in that restaurant, so you're going to get what you get, and you're going to like it.
That's true. That's true.
The hands are always going. They're 10 conversations. Right. It's a noisy place, and it's a family place, and you can bring your children, which is really good. And they have these cookies. They're called bugia. I just happened to bring a gift for everybody.
What are you calling me?
And it comes with every meal? We didn't get bugia.
We didn't get a bugia. Oh, you didn't get the bugia.
We got
oh
no
my
bugias.
goodness.
Well, you're going to get bugia now. Try one.
Well, he didn't get that. Wait a minute.
It's like when Bugs Bunny pulls out a hammer or something.
Sorry, I don't have coffee to go with it, but
Thank you.
It's a light cookie.
Thank you.
With a little powdered sugar on top. And they're just excellent.
I didn't see these.
You can buy them actually on your way out, too.
But these, once you get started with a cup of coffee or a glass of milk, deadly.
I asked them, though, and they said no calories.
Oh, perfect.
So you're out. 0 calories on this.
Oh, yes.
So, Ray, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
If you want quality, service, and price, and, for the meals, excellent.
Okay. And Leslie?
I would go back for the atmosphere. Really festive, really fun, and it'd be fun to go in a big group of friends again.
And bugia.
And bugia.
bugia. And Sydney?
I feel the same. I'd go back with a group of people and maybe try the 7-course thing and share with everyone. I think I would probably go back.
All right. If you would like to try Caesar's Italian Restaurant, it's on Powell at Bay Street in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-989-6000. It's open every day for lunch and dinner, closed on Mondays. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $30. Well, I want to thank my great guests on this week's show, Leslie Tenorio, Sydney Paff, and Ray Batista. Leslie's pick of the Shanghai Dumpling King was a hit with the food, although the poor service left Sydney a little hungry and waiting, while Ray would return and recommends it highly to friends. Next, Sydney's southern destination of Farmer Brown was a little more controversial, with Ray finding it expensive and the location a little iffy, while Leslie would return to support its mission, enjoying the atmosphere and downing a couple sidecars or 2 or 3. And finally, Ray's stalwart Caesar's Italian restaurant. Leslie accepts its personalized authenticity and would return with a group, while Sydney was won over with the food and the service and is definitely planning to return. So that's another show over, but it doesn't end here, as you can visit our website where you'll find photos, recipes, and all my notes on the wines we're drinking and enjoying today. You can even watch this or any of the other shows again or download the podcast. There's also a link to the KQED Wine Club. And don't forget to join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Cheers. Salute.
Woo. There you go. Hang on, Sydney. All right.
This show is available in high definition, Comcast On Demand, and via podcast. For additional information on the restaurants featured, to comment, or to apply to be on the show, go to our website at kqed.org/checkplease. A KQED television production.